This is from 2016, Phantasm Ravager. This is my number 5.
I actually have this at number 3.
Oh, what was your 4? 4 was 2?
Yeah.
Right. You put this a bit higher. Oh, you suck, Mark.
No, I don't suck.
No, you don't. Oh, you absolutely do. And I'm going to get into it. Now I'm triggered. We agreed for most of this. It was civil. It was, it was good times. Just two friends talking. Fuck all that shit.
Yep.
No, it's all out the window now,
all
buddy.
right.
We're going back to classic/cinema formula. What you people paid for, that's what you're going to see
You
right
thought
now.
you were going to get out of this with a fairly agreeable,
No, honestly, I really don't care. It's like, I hate it. I think you're going to agree with a lot of the things that I hate.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked you had it above 2. I think that's pretty egregious.
Yeah.
Why does 2 deserve to be lower than 5?
Just because I think that 2 doesn't belong in this franchise.
Because you're not going to rewatch 5.
No.
But you would rewatch 2.
I might rewatch 2.
So I think I think that's a skewed ranking then.
No, because as part of the Phantasm series, I think 5 belongs before 2. I think 2 is just some other movie. It's a good movie, but it's not a Phantasm movie.
It's a Phantasm movie. Okay. So this is it.
Yeah.
The final chapter in the Phantasm franchise. How do we wrap up such an incredibly clunky story?
Yeah.
Well, it opens with a much older, battle-damaged Reggie walking down an empty desert road. He starts narrating, stating he's not sure if he's home or not, or whether this is even real. He then recounts the events of the entire series, over-top footage from the first 4 films. We've done this many times before. He also says Mike has been missing for years, and he's now on his own before cutting to our title card. An obnoxious driver appears before Reggie, who Reggie makes a deal with the guy to take him to the next town before Reggie realizes this is his exact car that the guy just happens to be driving. The car that he left in the desert over a decade ago. Somehow this guy found, and it's still running?
I think he knows right away that it's his.
Yeah, of course he does. This is stupid, though. But it's a dumb plot point. What are the odds? The odds are so stupid. You know why that happens? Just so that they can quickly shoehorn the formula back, where it's like, oh yeah, Reggie's got his badass. What is it called? The something Cuda?
The Plymouth Hemi-Cuda, Barracuda.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's like the Batmobile for this franchise. So they've got to have. It's almost like another character.
It's not even clever. You got to at least. It's like basically an extra just showed up and went, "Here you go, Mr. Bannister."
Yeah.
Top of that morning to you. I'm going to walk out of the movie now. Stupid.
Yeah, but it does provide an interesting opportunity for Reggie to basically punk this guy off. I thought it was,
my God.
It's
so clever. So so Reggie is like, yeah, I think this is my car, but my car had a gun in the glove box just like this one, which of course there's still a gun in there.
No, you're downplaying it. He says there was a gun in the center console, so the guy reaches to the center console, but he knew it was in the glove compartment, so he distracted him and he's already got, come on, buddy. It's
not clever.
Slick Reggie.
It's not clever.
It's not really.
It's not really clever. The problem is, you know what, actually, no, that's not true. It is clever. The problem is it's too much of a stretch that it would be the same car.
Yeah. This car has blown up a bunch of times.
But it would make sense if this was like a week later, not a decade later. You're telling me the guy that found it, he just lives in the desert?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, okay. Reggie then threatens the guy with the gun, takes his clothes, and leaves him in the desert. So I guess Reggie just killed that guy.
Well, he actually legitimately dies because the Sentinel sphere comes in.
Oh, yeah. And then the man is actually killed by a flying sphere that appears. No, but Reggie was just going to kill this guy? I mean, I guess in Reggie's defense, he doesn't know it's real or not. He doesn't know. Like, this is a different... It's like, you're saying it's like classic Reggie. That's not this movie. No.
He's no longer like trying to save humanity.
I don't like the Reggie of this film. I don't like anything in this film. Yeah. Reggie is chased by the spheres, and we get a little action sequence, but he manages to get away unscathed. Cut to Reggie waking up in a wheelchair being pushed by an older Mike, once again played by Michael Baldwin. Reggie asks where they are, and Mike explains Reggie was found wandering in the desert. And he says Reggie has been diagnosed with early onset dementia, and he's losing touch with reality. Reggie, of course, protests, stating this is just a trick from the tall man. Reggie then recounts picking up some hot young chick with car trouble on the side of the road. Her name is Dawn. Mm-hmm. Reggie takes Dawn home to her farmhouse where he stays for the night, getting to know Dawn, telling her the story of the tall man. That night, said tall man appears stalking outside the house. Reggie wakes up in an old-timey hospital with the real tall man, Jebediah, the version we saw in part 4, as his roommate in the hospital. The tall man is once again played by Angus Scrimm, who plays him in all of these movies, who sadly died, like, I believe either during the production of this film or like right after they finished filming. Like, it was not long after. I don't think Angus Scrimm ever actually saw this movie complete. I could be wrong, but from what I read, it's like he died right, like not long after this movie was made. Jebediah then channels the tall man and threatens Reggie, who wakes up on the couch back at Dawn's house. Is this going to be the whole movie? Just a series of random scenes bouncing around locations and passing it off as the tall man's powers? I sure hope not. Reggie finds Dawn's dead body after a sphere attack. Why did I even bother writing down her name? Reggie survives another sphere attack and then wakes up back with Mike. Fuck! This is going to be this kind of movie where we're just going to bounce around to random scenes. By the way, Michael Baldwin, Mike in this movie, he looks like an old Bob Saget.
Okay. I didn't have a specific person
I'm going to put those images on the screen here now for you, and you tell me if I'm way off. But he's got a very quirky look to him in this. Because, I mean, like you said, the actors age in this series. Yeah, Michael Baldwin at this point is probably like, I don't know, 60.
There's been a diagnosis, and you have dementia.
Dementia.
Early onset. But there's therapies and there are treatments. And there's this beautiful place.
Yeah. Come on.
And we're together.
Come on. You don't believe that crap, do you?
Because you're not alone. And
this is the one that, this is just another one of his tricks. Oh. Yeah, I see it all now.
All right.
A far cry away from the 13-year-old boy version, part 1. It's interesting.
And when we watch these movies, like from 1 to 5, you're probably watching them within the span of about 3 weeks, maybe. So you're literally watching these actors age in real time, but rapidly, right? It's such a weird way to watch because most franchises, their entries are maybe 2 or 3 years apart, and there's enough of them you're kind of following them. It's almost 40 years from beginning to end, and the time jump between entries is just so staggering.
The only character that I think remains the most consistent looking is actually Reggie, funny enough. I think Reggie Bannister actually aged pretty gracefully, even though he had kind of a funny look when he was younger in the first movie. But I think he actually aged pretty gracefully as the series went on.
Well, I always felt like he kind of looked like an old man in the first one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He already kind of had a funny look to him, so like he aged very naturally.
Yep.
The other characters, like when you look at young Mike, and then like an hour later you're like, oh, it's going to the next entry, and then you're like, oh, 60-year-old Mike. It's like it's very jarring.
Staggering.
It's very jarring. And same thing with Jody. The first time you see like middle-aged Jody compared to younger Jody for part 1, he's going to throw you off.
Yeah, he's like Trans Am Jody in the first one, but then he's middle-aged old guy from then on. Yeah.
Reggie then gets frustrated and urges Mike to wake up before we cut back to the action Reggie universe. Reggie encounters a giant sphere and a portal gate before popping back to the I'm calling it the dementia dimension. Mm-hmm. The zone where Reggie apparently is a dotty old man. Another portal gate opens and Reggie steps through at the same time the action version of him does. He ends up in an endless white room with a much older tall man. The tall man tempts Reggie by offering to give him his wife and daughter back, which I just want to say, who are they?
We never really met them.
No,
but
no,
yeah.
literally they have zero screen time. There's not even a single shot in the entire franchise of Reggie. Like, there's the funeral scene. Firstly, I didn't even know Reggie had a wife and daughter.
Well, they referenced that his family dies at the beginning of, I think it was 3?
Yeah. Whose family?
Reggie.
Okay, Reggie's family. Okay, I don't remember him even using the word wife and daughter.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure he says, I'm pretty certain, because I rewatched this, and he's like, oh, your aunt's going to be there, and little so-and-so is going to be happy to see you. It's like, is that his daughter?
Yeah.
Aunt Martha came down and Celeste baked a turkey. And little Bonnie, she just can't wait to meet her Uncle Mike. She's been talking about it all day. And she's really high on something. Welcome home.
Like, it's a one line and it's quick. You don't meet any of these people, so we have no faces to go off of. There's like the most we get out of, like, they're making it sound like, this is why I don't like this, is like, Tall Man's basically being like, I'm going to give you that thing you've always wanted. Part 2, 3, 4, that was never his goal. His goal was always rescue Mike, take out Tall Man.
We don't ever get the feeling that, like, this is a tough decision because we have not been brought along to feel anything for these characters that are missing.
Right.
Yeah.
That was never a thing that Reggie made. It's like, when I get my hands on him, I'm going to avenge my daughter. He doesn't even say it once.
It's like, oh, you have a daughter?
Right.
Oh, you had a daughter?
So I was like, that's a fucking stretch of a thing. Yeah. So in exchange for returning his family, all the Tall Man asks is Reggie steps out of his way and stops trying to fuck with him. Reggie walks back through the portal and winds up in an enormous mausoleum. The lady in lavender version of the Tall Man then appears, which is the Tall Man's sexy female disguise. Once again, played by the same actress from part 1, Kathy Lester. Do we know her from anything?
Not that I know of.
I'm still going to give her a name drop just for the fact that
Sure.
it's the same actress. She then goes full shrieker mode and Reggie shoots her before finding a cave connected to the mausoleum. Sure. Then the Tall Man appears again and is like, well, do we have a deal? And Reggie's like, fuck you, but if you give me back Jody and Mike, I'll fuck off.
Yeah.
And literally says something to that effect. Right. They're unable to make a deal, though, and Reggie wakes up strapped to a metal table. In walks 2 masked figures with weapons, revealed to be Rocky and Tim from part 3. Nope. No, it's not that. No, it's Dawn and some random little person.
Yeah. But it isn't Dawn, but it is. Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Why is Ravager the way that it is?
Why are you the way that you are?
Why does Don Coscarelli just not like the things that I like in his franchise?
Right.
Like, I actually thought for a second, I seriously thought that, did you think that too? Or was that just me? I thought that was going to be Rocky and Tim because the one's shorter. It's a short, because it's a little person, but it's a shorter person and a taller. I was like, and it's a female body. I was like, it's going to be Rocky and Tim.
I didn't think they actually would do that, but knowing that it is, movie was presented as the last in the franchise, no matter what.
Yeah, so you'd think this is
you might get those.
We're bringing them all back. Yeah. No, we're getting the gang back together. No, they didn't do that. Yeah. So now we have Freedom Fighter Dawn and this little person sidekick. Sure. He actually had a name?
Yep.
No, he didn't have a name. So strike that comment from the podcast. I'm actually going to bleep that. I'm going to add a bleep to that.
His name
Mark just used a slur, and we don't do that on this network, okay?
I did not.
Mark used the M word for a little person, and
I'm
not a fan of it. That shit will not fly on this program, buddy. Buster. You better clean up your act, pal.
Some of the things this guy has said.
No, I don't do.
Okay.
I run a clean show here.
Okay, you do. That's right.
Let's get back to this fucking piece of shit. Okay, so Reggie encounters a lurker, and the little person saves him. Sorry, the little person's name just came to my head because you fucker put that name in my. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. No, it's not. It's bleep. That's his name. That's his name is not. No, I don't want to know his name. He doesn't deserve a name. His character sucks. So then the little person gives Reggie a gun. Reggie then meets the head of the armed resistance, seemingly the armed resistance against the tall man, Mike. Mike is the head of the resistance. And it's like this battle-worn Mike that looks like a soldier.
Yeah.
He looks like Kyle Reese from
That's
Terminator.
Good comparison, yeah.
Mike informs Reggie he's been a prisoner of the Tall Man's for over a decade since they blew up the Tall Man event of Part 4. So Mike basically offers an alternate timeline explanation that after Part 4, Reggie was in a coma, and now the Tall Man's been waging war on the Earth, and Mike is now a war-torn freedom fighter. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. What follows is Reggie doing more reality hopping, constantly jumping between timelines. A flashback reveals the Tall Man has conquered Earth, including the use of giant spheres the size of skyscrapers. Freedom fighter Mike, Jody, and a now awakened Reggie team up one last time to finally put an end to the evil Tall Man. Nope! Reggie just dies in a hospital bed, and everything is left completely ambiguous as to what the fuck you just watched. Phantasm Ravager, fuck you! That is the plot of Phantasm Ravager, aka Phantasm 5.
Yep.
I hate this movie. I can forgive 4 for its crimes of reused footage because it doesn't insult me. It bores me, but it doesn't insult me. This movie is, if 4 is a waste of your time, 5 is a waste of your time in an even worse way, in that it's just going to anger you. Like where we start Part 4 and where we end Part 4 is relatively the same place. You could just skip 4. And if 5 was a better sequel, you could kind of just go 3 to 5.
Yep.
But 5 is like, nah, they're just trying all this shit, and it's like, it's a fucking Mark. Why does it work for you?
So this movie attempts to do something that other movies in the franchise have kind of hinted at, but never really committed to, and that is provide a definitive ending to the franchise that answers the ultimate question. So I have a question for you, Justin. Do you think that this was all just, like this entire franchise was just a
prank?
Delusions in the mind of Reggie, who was slowly dying of...
No, I don't.
So I did.
No, the canon ending is 1, 2, and 3. That's it. I'm not even talking about 4.
Yeah.
4 and 5 don't exist in my head.
Yeah.
The canon ending is 3.
I actually felt this movie kind of tugged at the heartstrings because we see an obviously very old Reggie, but like the actor Reggie Bannister is an old man at this point, and Justin kind of touched on it when he was doing the plot summary. He has dementia now, and Mike and Jody, in a scene towards the end, are at his bedside as he dies. And essentially, the movie is presenting it as though everything that has happened up until this point was just the delusions
including
of
the
Reggie.
first film?
Everything.
That's so fucking lame.
Normally,
That's so fucking stupid.
Normally, it was all a dream.
Mark, this is a Freddy's Nightmares plot. How could you possibly like this?
Right. Normally, I wouldn't buy into this, but the only way that you could explain all of the weird stuff that has ever happened in these movies is to, when you get to the end, just realize, no, it was just the delusions of this sad man, and he does not get the satisfaction of, in his mind, he thinks he's gone on this great quest to stop this.
He did.
Old tall man, but
that happened.
But
fuck you. That
happened. Maybe it didn't.
You don't get to know.
This was all just to...
No.
Right?
That is a wet fart. You don't...
So I felt bad for him.
If Coscarelli couldn't think of a good ending, then don't make a fucking movie.
Mike, you're not listening to me. Books I don't need. A fucking 4-barrel shotgun is more like it. Man, you are not listening to me. Wake up! That son of a bitch put me here. He put you here too. Wake up, man!
Don't get agitated, okay? Please, just relax. All right? It's probably time I should bring you back.
I'm shocked you like this ending because it is the biggest cop-out in writing.
Kind of,
Which is,
yeah.
we're not going to answer any of the shit.
Yeah.
We're not going to answer all these plot threads.
Yeah.
We're never resolving any of this.
Like I said, I'm not a big fan of it was all just in your imagination. But I think what turns this one around, though, is that, again, part of it relates to the fact that we have been able to watch these actors age so quickly that we get to the end and it was all just kind of for nothing. That he...
Oh, for nothing is a good way of putting it. Yeah. You watched the end of the movie and you went, I watched that for nothing. I gained nothing.
I felt really sad for Reggie's character at the end to find out that he just dies. And that all of this was just...
I felt really sad for Phantasm fans that just go, oh, our franchise died and it died like this.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that likes this movie. This is not well liked.
I'm not saying it was my top choice, but I like it better than most people.
This is, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people have this ranked either last or second last.
Yeah.
This is, this was supposed to be Coscarelli's big comeback. Was like, because I mean the franchise has been dormant for so part 4 I've already forgotten the years, but it's like we're talking like 15, 16 years.
It was
maybe
90. I think it was 94 compared to
so
this one, which
20
was
fucking years.
98 to 2016.
Yeah, so almost 20 fucking years. And so now we finally are getting the gang back together and you give us a wet fucking fart.
Yeah.
And also you're saying it like, yeah, that was the definitive ending. It happens at the end of the movie. I don't think that's the ending.
Yeah. That's the question.
Well, hold on a sec, Mark. If that's the ending, why is there an after credit scene?
I was wondering whether you caught that.
Of course I caught it. Yeah. Because now I have to do that because now I realize I've missed so many.
Yeah.
I've missed so many. Yeah.
So, but again,
that wasn't the canon ending.
No, but I don't think that actually happens. I think that is just, now that he's dead, these are just the things that go through his mind, right?
Oh, so the imaginary Rocky and the little person, they just
all, because like, why does Rocky just kind of come out of the desert with
then why would they even be there?
Because it's all just his delusions, right?
But he's dead.
Right. But
so who's manifesting
It's
them?
part of what makes it so sad. It's just like, in his mind, he's always just going to have this thing that never really existed. But like, I guess he's happy living through this existence with the purpose that he thinks he has, where he has to go after this tall man. But none of it ever actually happened. It was never a thing.
Okay.
And so we're just sitting there watching this character who is in his sort of
then
ignorant
what is the point
bliss.
of any of it?
That's what kind of hits so hard.
If
It's
none
like
of it
the
matters,
whole thing
then
was just...
if some of it doesn't matter, then none of it matters. And that's my thing. It's like, you nuked your own franchise. And I don't think anyone likes this ending because it's not satisfying.
Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
Way too much credit, you think?
But
Mark, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get mad at you. I want this to be a civilized,
Do you? I don't think you do.
No, I do. I think that there is an obvious age gap between the two of us. And no, hear me out.
Yeah, okay. I actually would agree with you on this.
There's an obvious age gap between the two of us, and I think that you are pulling from maybe something that has nothing to do with this movie that is your own personal experience.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you were able to pull something out of this movie. But if you were even 5 years younger, I think you would immediately agree with me that this is a pile of dog shit.
He uses it to extract the intel he needs.
He?
They call him the Tall Man. Ever heard of him?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm losing it. I don't know what's real anymore.
Just suck it up and deal with it.
I'm just floating that idea to you. I don't know if it's true.
Right.
I can't comment. But
remember,
as an older man, more in the twilight of his age, I could see how
How old am I?
It's ambiguous.
There's no answer to that question.
It's never been definitively answered, except that one time I posted it in the comments.
I was born...
Nope, that's right. I'm beeping that. I'm beeping that. I'm not. You don't know.
You will never know.
You'll never know. You have to find the. I commented one time what your age was, or did I put his real age? Ooh. I think you are giving this film all the credit in the world because for some reason one of the possible endings, because this gives many possible endings, resonated with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get mad at you for that because that's how art connects with us. But allow me to now show the audience what the movie actually is.
Sure. Yeah.
Because what you're presenting is the last 5 minutes, but you're glossing over a lot of crap to get to that.
There's a lot of bullshit in them.
A lot. Yeah. Okay. So how does this work as a final chapter? I actually like the idea, like where we start off, I think is strong. I like the idea that Reggie has been, I interpret it as Reggie's been portal hopping for decades.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I guess you can't comment on anything I'm saying now that I think about it, because in your mind, this doesn't happen.
It
this
never
is all
happened,
right.
yeah.
This is all, isn't that fun to talk about things that it's like, whatever happens, so we can't even talk about it.
I can't acknowledge that could, what you're suggesting could just as easily be the actual truth. You don't get a definitive answer except
you just like
what
that canon ending.
Yeah.
You like, okay, fine. So I like where we start with Reggie. That's like, I interpreted that at the end of part 4, when he goes through the portal, Reggie's basically now just been portal hopping for decades.
Yeah.
Chasing after the tall man. And he's just lost sense of reality.
Yeah.
Like, think about what that would do to your mind. But there's also, like, the way the movie explains this very clunkily is that Reggie's mind, so we get multiple Reggies in this movie. So there's like the dementia dimension where like Reggie's a dotty old man.
Yep.
Then we get the post-apocalyptic timeline. And I think there's one other one that I'm forgetting. But there's multiple Reggies and multiple Mikes in the movie.
Yep.
And the film cuts between them. Oh, it's there's the action Reggie with there's that where Dawn dies in that timeline.
His 4-barrel shotgun, Reggie.
Yeah. So like we've got multiple timelines, multiple things. The way I interpret it, all of these things are actually happening at the same time.
There are some schools of thought out there, some philosophies, religions, some quantum physics even, that suggest the possibility that one could be in two places at once, along some kind of shifting time stream, parallel universes, stuff like that.
There's not one true timeline.
Yeah.
Reggie's mind, from the effects of going through the portal, has essentially separated to multiple realities. So what you're watching is all of these realities taking place simultaneously, and then we just cut and jump between them with the characters.
Yeah.
And in each and that would be super jarring if your consciousness can only remain in one dimension at a time. And that's how I interpret it.
You say I'm giving it too much credit. Holy jeez.
Well, how else do you explain it? Because otherwise it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know how, even the movie tried to explain it that way too. I'm not pulling this out of nowhere. Characters talk about specifically that. I think Reggie talks about that.
I can't get oriented. I'm slipping in and out of time. One minute I'm in the desert, and then I'm talking to you. You're telling me how I got diagnosed, and I'm in this place, and then I'm nuts deep in a war zone, man.
That's the whole point.
But what you're left with is a film that is random scenes that may or may not actually be happening with Reggie, who was at one point the best proactive character in the series, now is reduced to being a shitty reactive character that just, oh, now I'm here. Oh, now I'm in a hospital bed. Oh, look, and now it's this hot chick that I picked up on the side of the road. Oh, now I'm talking to Mike, old man Mike. Oh, now the tall man's talking to me in the white space. Oh, now, and it's just him reacting to weird shit happening. And it is my least favorite plot device, which is the dreamscape bullshit, which is characters constantly making confused faces, wandering around just to react to weird shit happening around them. Nothing's grounded. There's no real story. It's just scenes.
Yeah.
That's not a movie.
But doesn't what you just described sound like the challenge that someone who has dementia would be facing? They're just seeing flashes of things that either they've done in their lives, nothing makes sense, nothing connects. You said, they're coming into scenes in their mind, and they're confused because they're desperately trying to hold on to some thread of consistency and reality.
Do you really want this to be the canon ending?
I'm just saying, it's the only thing that actually kind of explains it. And I'll be honest,
what I said makes sense too.
Yeah.
That you have multiple endings, or you have multiple realities happening simultaneously. That's just see, the way I interpret it is like the Reggie dying in the bed. That's just one of the realities. You're making it sound like that's
that's
the
actually
prime,
what happened.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like that's the prime timeline, and everything else is just a random spin-off. I'm saying this movie is presenting you. This is what I think the truth is. I think Coscarelli didn't know how to end it.
Yeah.
I think he didn't want to give you all the answers. He didn't know the answer. He didn't also know the answers.
Yep.
So instead, he's going to present you with all these possibilities of what could have happened. We've got the timeline where it's all in Reggie's mind and he's been dreaming up the entire franchise. Such a fucking stupid thing. But then we've got the timeline where it kind of continues from part 4, and that's the one where Reggie's like just kind of normal Reggie chasing after the tall man. Then we have the post-apocalyptic timeline where it's like, oh, no, the tall man succeeded and basically took over the earth.
Yep.
But you've got these threads that are all possible. And I think the true ending of this movie is when all the characters, or when Jody, Reggie, and Mike reunite, get in that fucking CUDA, and peel off into the sunset. I think that's Coscarelli kind of saying, the characters live outside of my mind, and now I'll leave it up to you what you want this to resolve in. The problem is that's not satisfying.
Yeah.
It's not satisfying anyone. It's a pussy ending. It's pussing out.
I like the one that I chose because at least I had an emotional connection to it. I felt sad, right? Whereas yours is just like the bountiful possibilities. Like, I don't want that.
And that can be optimistic.
Yeah.
It's not satisfying because like it's been 40 fucking years, Coscarelli. Give us some fucking like the big final showdown. Like, and that's the other thing. This movie actually does have a big final showdown with the tall man. It's terrible, but it has it. They like teleport to another planet, I think, and the freedom fighters are like trying to fight the tall man, and the tall man reveals he has thousands of copies of himself in other dimensions, whatever that means. And then the freedom fighters are like, oh yeah, we got a plan to stop him once and for all. It's like, what's their plan? I don't know. The little person just straps himself with explosives and then runs over and blows himself up.
Doesn't work, but
it doesn't work. And then there's a really lame after credit scene where he comes through the portal and he somehow survived blowing himself up. And then Rocky's like quipping with him, and he's like, yeah, man.
Rocky, thanks for waiting around for me.
Hey, little man. Mike figured you'd be back in one piece. Damn. But for you on the other side.
That's the great thing about a fireball. Amputation and cauterization all in one.
Let's get to the rendezvous.
Mark, I don't know. You say something. I'm speechless here.
No, I mean,
I'm going to, in a minute, I'm going to talk about the quality of the movie.
Yeah.
Forget the story and all that shit. I want to talk about like the production quality, but do you have any?
No, I don't have anything else more to say. That, again, my interpretation of how this wraps up the franchise is what puts it ahead of the ones that I did. It's not great. It's not a good film.
No,
but at least it,
and it's made bad.
Yeah.
How did you feel about like the multiple Mikes and multiple Reggies?
Well, again, do you think that there were multiples?
So you like that because you like the idea is that like there's only one true Mike, and that's the one that's like, you have dementia, buddy.
Is the one with his brother.
So in your mind, you think
of,
that's the real one, whereas I'm like, no, there's multiple Mikes.
Yeah.
There's too much crossover and interaction. That's the problem. It's the
only thing that could possibly explain some of the problems you had with the previous ones, where it's like, okay, is Mike the one that's dreaming all this, or somebody else, or is Mike actually one of the tall man's minions, or like does he have a sphere in his head, or did Reggie blow up, or did he not?
And this is where I think you need to stop watching this franchise after 3.
Sure.
Because 4 and 5 just does so much work to anger you and confuse you.
Yeah, they kind of tanked their own franchise with these. Yeah.
I would say of the franchises we watched, this one wasn't a hard watch for me.
No.
I actually was looking forward to watching 2 and 3 because I heard they were a little crazy. So I enjoyed watching these, but 5 actually angered me because I went 40 years to get to this.
Yeah.
And this is what we're left with. And now I'm going to get into the technical because like, even if something's going to resonate with you, I'll tell you what's not going to resonate with you. This is a horribly made movie.
Doesn't look very good.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This movie the entire production is cheap and it has a low budget feel to it. It actually feels like something more like a high quality fan film.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like a feature length quality film. The entire look feels off. The dialogue is off. Like it feels and it looks cheap.
Oh, this is it. Home sweet home.
Beautiful.
Do you live here alone?
No, actually, I have a farmhand, Demeter.
Demeter.
My parents were Bulgarian, and when they passed away, he just stayed on with the farm.
Got it.
Which is strange because the first one doesn't. And the first one came almost 40 years before it.
And probably had about the same amount of money as a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just different eras. So like we got crappy CGI.
Yeah.
Like a lot of crappy
And it
CGI.
kills it.
And it's not a little bit. It's like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? Probably one of the worst shots in this movie. It's one of the stupidest shots is the, so the CGI, all the spheres for the most part, most of this series is all practical. All the spheres in this movie are just like CGI spheres. Some of the shots look okay, but a lot of them don't.
It's just disappointing because we've become used to the practical effects.
And there's some good ones, especially in 2 and 3. There's some really good practical. Even the first one, there's some solid ones, right? The scene where the horse gets killed by a sphere.
Yeah, it was in this one.
Yeah.
I mentioned it before, but yeah, it was weird. It was dumb, but at the same time, it was, at least it was different.
It's dumb. Yeah. So I have some trivia for you.
Okay.
This production started in 2008. So it comes out in 2016.
Yikes, okay.
But it actually started in 2008 as a web series that was just going to follow Reggie. Doing what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But it certainly explains the look of this movie, doesn't it?
Yep.
When you realize it's like, oh, this started as a web series at a time when like those productions would have not had any fucking money.
And it's not like this is the first entry to be like a direct-to-video because that started with part 3, right? So it's not like this is where the step down in quality would have initiated. No. They've been doing these direct-to-video entries for a while now. It's just that this one in particular just looks really bad in a way that part 4 looks bad too, but it's not trying to, it's very low on effects. So you don't tend to see, they're not trying to push the envelope and show you something that they can't afford to pay for. In this one, they are, right? So
that's the other, and this movie, it's like you have no money.
Yeah.
And I respect that you want to give the fans something, but you need to write within your limits. And this movie is like, they go for it. Like the scale of this movie is ridiculous. It's the biggest scale in the entire franchise and they have no money to pull it off. So it just looks cheap and crappy. And it's like, it's a disservice to fans of the franchise, sadly. This is not how fans would want to see this go out. Because as you said, 2 and 3 are very well made movies, even for their modest budgets. Yeah. 1 is a fantastically made movie. Even 4 doesn't actually feel super cheap. Like it compromises, but it still looks like a film. This doesn't look like a film.
4 knew they didn't have the money to do the things they wanted to do.
They had to cheat.
They just didn't do them.
Right, so they cheated. Yeah. 5 is like, no, we're still going to do all those. You're going to get sphere attacks. They're going to look terrible. We're going to we're going to have fun, campy action scenes, but we don't really have the budget to pull that off. So they're going to be kind of shitty action scenes. Like, we don't have the money to flip a hearse.
We're going to have spheres the size of tall buildings, but
they look kind of crap. It's like, you didn't have the money to pull off that scale.
Yeah.
You should have just not bothered. And the final point I want to make, and this is not a fault of people age.
Yep.
The tall man has never looked worse than he does in this movie. Angus Scrimm was at death's door, literally.
Yeah.
And the sad reality is Angus Scrimm is the tall man. Like the two, he just is that character. So you kind of need him, but a lot of time has passed where in the first movie, I think he's someone that always kind of had a gruff old man look to him. And I don't think he was super old in the first one, but you see gradually gets old, from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 2 to 4. But then in 5, you know what the problem is? He doesn't look like the tall man anymore.
No.
He looks like a baby-faced old man.
His hair is like white now. It's just, it
saddens me.
Yeah.
On the one hand, I'm like, good for Angus Scrimm for going out on the role that he's probably most well known for. That's a tribute to the fan.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it saddens me to see that version of the tall man where you can't hide behind makeup and effects anymore. And he's lost all of the scary face is gone. And he has this soft old man face the whole movie.
You've tried to thrust yourself in my way for years now. And what has it got you? Your loved ones? All gone.
You slaughtered my family. They're all dead.
None of you ever listen. When their time comes, they don't die. They come to me.
It's not, and they don't work that into the movie. They're still presenting him as though he was the same one from the first movie.
It's still the same big bad.
He has this way of striding when he walks. You see it a lot in the first one, right? He can't even really walk now in this one, right? So it's just because the person is still physically with us doesn't mean that you probably should have just decided not to do this. I'm with you.
That's all I got to say about Ravager.
Yep.